Hi, I'm Annabelle.
I'm Jade.
Welcome to our show.
Today, we're talking about our book
The Obsession.
by Jessie.
Q. Sutanto.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Just a quick little overview of the book.
Yeah. So this is your pick. It's a thriller, and boy meet girl, boy stalk girl, girl gets revenge. Before we start talking about it, spoiler alert, we're going to go straight into spoilers. If you have not read this book, I suggest that you do, and you can join us on Fable, where we have already commented on everything, but please add your comments. We will see it. We will respond to it. I'm so excited. And yeah, let's get into it. First impressions.
Just solely going off cover, which we discussed in our previous podcast. We are cover lovers.
Yes, we are.
I wanted to read it immediately. It's a red covers, and I mean, it's a revenge story, a stalker story. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen. Yes, I agree. What were your expectations going into this?
I really thought this book was going to be that a boy meets a girl and decides, I'm just going to stalk her. And that this girl's going to spend the entire book trying to survive.
I did not get that vibe. I thought it would, yes, boy stalks girl, but I could have sworn it was going to be about her and how she's going to get out of it, how she's going to take revenge on him and kick his ass, basically.
And that, folks, is called attention to detail because Jade really got the girl gets revenge, whereas I stopped at boy stalks girl. I'm like, this is perfect plot for me.
You're like, I didn't see any other words. What did you think of the beginning chapters?
What I thought about it was it starts with Logan, and at the very, very beginning of the chapter, you think, oh, poor guy. He's lost the love of his life.
Yeah.
Where does he go from here? Almost immediately, you've got a problem. You have found someone to get you over your grief, yet she knows nothing about you.
They interact literally for a split second.
Yeah.
And he's like, her.
Right. And when they interacted, didn't she knock into him or something?
Yeah.
And then he just kind of walks away. So
It
even in her eyes, she probably looks like a jerk.
They didn't even talk.
Nope.
She just was like, oops, so sorry, picks up her shit, walks off.
Yeah.
And he fell in love instantly.
And he said, she's mine. I know everything about her.
You know, from that first chapter, though, before we got to that point, did Logan seem charming or suspicious to you at all?
I mean, he was immediately suspicious because it immediately goes into stalking.
Because you know, based off of the cover, right, what you're going into. But I think if I didn't know any of that, he just would have been a sad 17-year-old boy who lost someone he loved and was looking for his great love in his life.
Something else that I'm thinking of right now as we're talking, you know, it's easy to call him a stalker because what did he do? He looked on all her online stuff, tried to see what she liked. But that's kind of how people know each other now.
It is. I mean, like, if we were to say, hey, I met this person, I would immediately look them up, like, just automatically, whether it was a romance interest or whether it was a friend. I mean,
exactly. Even a business person.
And for these young kids, they have it everywhere. I mean, and it's all public because they want to be seen. Yeah, they want to be seen. They want to be the next big hit. They want
to be liked.
They want to be liked and popular. So dangerous. I think if there was a moral to this story, it would absolutely be keep your shit private.
100%.
Stop sharing your location with literally
location is the
everyone, every freaking where.
I've learned to only share after I'm done with my trip.
Yes. Next, we meet Delilah, and it's a dual point of view. So I absolutely love that. We get both sides of the story because a lot of times in life, we only get one side of the story, but this gives us a chance to see both. Now, can we believe either one?
Right.
It's a book. No, probably not.
Because it's their own. It's first person telling. So it's not the author of the book telling you the story of each person. They're each telling you their own impressions, opinions, how they see everything that's happening.
What was your first impression of her?
My very, very first impression of her was that I felt bad for her. She was She's living with her mom and her abusive stepdad, who's a police officer. And at the very beginning, you know she's afraid of him and she tries to shrink herself, but you don't realize right away that she's also being hit.
It doesn't show that. It just kind of
Mhm.
seems like he's just a jerk.
Yeah, he's a bad person.
Yeah, exactly. Again, because we looked at the cover and thought two different things, I thought she would be much stronger or at the very least have a little bit more of something to her, but really she was meek. She was weak. She was cowering and I've never been in that situation at any point in my life, so I can't say, but I believe it. I believe that somebody would be like that. And she does in the book bring that up. She's like, I thought I'd be, if this ever happened to me, so
Yes.
badass. I would fight and punch and kick, and you don't.
I think a lot of people think that.
Yeah.
Not in that situation.
And Brandon was a cop.
And he was a cop,
And
so
then
who do you
bam,
turn
it
to?
all made sense.
Mhm.
So then you kind of do feel for her in that sense because she's like, I can't go to the police because her friends know. Aisha knows she's being beaten at home and it's awful and terrible.
Right.
Cops do stick together. I mean, not all do, but I would too be afraid.
Yeah.
Of,
Oh, yeah. Percent.
and then speaking of Aisha,
she's in this whole story. She contributes something to the story towards the end as well. So I felt like she was a needed character.
I said daddy.
That's right. And who is Daddy?
Daddy is a shelter dog that Logan takes out for walks while he's trying to process his grief. What kind of name is Daddy for a dog?
You really hate that name. I think it's a perfect name.
I mean, yeah, he used that as a pickup.
And if you might be wondering why would someone say the dog, I mean, the way that Dee talks to him is because he has that dog the first time she sees him.
It brings in that trust.
Yeah.
I think that dog was really the catapult for her going, wow, you're
Feeling
such a good guy who walks this shelter dog and just happens to be near my house and my neighborhood.
Right, exactly. What did you think about the pacing?
Oh, I thought I started off with a bang, right? Most of these thriller books can either be really slow and then grow or really fast. And this one was really fast. But then the big main event happens in the middle. And for me, it dwindles.
Let's just quickly, briefly touch on the first part of the book, which is you find out who the characters are. You learn Logan is obsessed with Dee.
Yep.
He installs cameras
everywhere
and watch her. He walks to her house all the time.
Constantly.
Thinks he's taking care of her. Meanwhile, he lives at the school because it's a boarding school. And then we find out that in the beginning that she's living in an abusive home and that she doesn't see a way out of it.
Yep. And so
we get to
the
a
big
major
event.
point.
Yep. Which is she kills Brandon, the stepdad. Yes.
He was under the car, jacked up. She kicked the jack.
Yep. And it squashed him like a bug.
So a crime of circumstance. I mean, she just happened to land in her lap.
Yeah. And she took it.
And she took that opportunity, regretted it for a split second when she tried to save him by pumping it back up. But then it fell.
Yeah, it fell again.
That was the end of
adding insult to injury.
And immediately, what does she feel?
Nothing.
Yeah, no guilt.
No remorse.
What she feels is scared that she might get in trouble.
Yeah,
or that she'll get
caught. Yeah.
Because she does call 911. When the police arrive to her house, she's shocked that they're not saying, what did you do? Oh my God,
you did this.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, are you okay? I can't believe you saw this.
Yeah.
Oh,
she instantly goes into, oh my God, I've gotten away with this.
Yes.
This is great.
And do you think for her character, that it was, I'm glad I got away with it. It's terrible what happened. Or do you think she's like, wait a second, that could be the start of my journey?
This is exactly what I thought. Yeah. She was like, I got away with it. Yes. I'm awesome and great, and I can't wait to move on with I'm a hero for doing this for my family, for my community. And that was the point where I was like, okay, well, maybe she's not the hero, but she could be also the villain.
This is the point where you think the book just kind of
and so this is the point where it kind of slows down.
Has your perspective on her changed now?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. How about you?
Yeah, I think that because I had no prior thought of her ever being a bad guy, that once it happened, my reading of her changed completely. Everything she did now was calculated. Now there's a new side of her, and let's see what she's going to do with it.
Yeah. So then that kind of brings us into the next point. So she murders Brandon. And then Brandon had a partner, Mendez, and he hated her because they had worked on a case for the boarding school that was potentially a drug cartel because students were, getting these drugs, but they couldn't figure out from who or from where. And so bring in Mendez. And she kind of seems like she's suspicious of Dee. And you think it's because she thinks she killed her. So
Exactly.
Dee is very afraid of her. She's very nervous. And Mendez is showing the fuck up constantly
bringing baked goods.
Yes.
Just asking how everyone is.
Just checking in on them.
And it seems odd.
It is. It really is.
She's the worst character in the book, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
She was not needed. Even remotely. They could have still used Brandon as he was following this case.
Yes.
Maybe built it up a little more. Then after he dies, things progress. And then they could have left you with something really great at the end.
Yeah. So I didn't like her at all. I think she was very unnecessary.
I'm wondering if she was there to kind of throw you off a little bit.
I bet you wanted to make it seem like, oh, Dee might get caught. What will happen type of situation. Or maybe she'll realize that Dee's being stalked by Logan.
Right.
And Logan could be the guy who's working in this drug cartel. But that's not the case at all. And what happened? You learn Dee is the one who's distributing the drugs.
And they also don't make it too much of an issue in the book.
They don't.
It's very glossed over. Just the way they describe the job she does, which is like in a back room and packing a product and stuff. They never actually say the words at this point.
Yeah, they really don't. They kind of leave it just like it's a normal thing. You should have always known she was going to be the one that has the drugs, which I think that was the big twist, in my opinion. I don't think it was that she was going to kill Brandon. I think from the book cover, you kind of guessed that she was going to get revenge on someone, which you might have thought was going to be Logan. Turned out to be Brandon. I think for me, the big twist was that she was the one who was doing the drugs.
So this really sets up and sets off the Logan and Dee
dynamic.
That whole middle section of the story is focus on what they're dealing with.
Yeah, because initially he stalks her and then...
But she doesn't quite know it.
No, she doesn't know it yet. And so he has a chance encounter with her, brings up all of her favorite stuff, and she thinks, wow, this guy is so handsome. He's very, he likes the same things I like. I just killed someone, but let me live a normal girl life.
Before, she wasn't allowed to talk to boys.
Yeah. And the mom was like, yes, go do it. And the friend Aisha was like, he's so hot. He's so popular. Go on. So they go on this great date together. They have a wonderful time. He at no point is pressuring her.
It's like the perfect date for her.
She thinks it's the greatest date.
Everything
and they
she
get
loves.
home and he wasn't going to kiss her because he didn't want to put any pressure on her that it had to be romantic. She kisses him. She yanks him over by his shirt. He's in hog heaven. Hormones raging. And he goes, I love you. And bam.
He said, nope.
The fuck you mean?
Get away from
me. And he could see it. He could see it instantly that she changes it completely and shuts down. He's like, oh no. Do I back up?
We're hearing his thoughts because it's he's saying them.
It's his POV. But then he's like, you know what? No. I'm going to tell her how I feel. And he's like, yes, I've loved you since the first moment I saw you. And I don't know how it clicks in her head because it really didn't click in mine. But she's like, holy shit, he's stalking me.
I think she said, because we've only seen each other something about a month ago.
That's
so
right.
She must remember.
Yes.
If he's popular and hot, she'd probably remember knocking something of his over and being embarrassed. And so she's probably thinking we literally only saw each other that 1 second. And what is he talking about? Which is an appropriate response.
See, to me, no. But again, I'm a dark romance. So I'm like, I love the idea of true love at first sight. So that's basically what he said. And she was like, no, you freak. And so she got out of the car to leave. And then he threw blackmail at her. And then she was once again trapped. And she needed to figure it out.
Accidentally killing Brandon.
Yep.
Because he was as all stalkers do, had a camera installed in front of her house.
So she kind of goes through this like, oh my God, how do I get out of this? Oh my gosh, how do I get her to fall in love with me?
I can kind of see as you're saying it, how it kind of slowed down, because there is a huge chunk after the blackmail where it's just a back and forth.
It is. Yeah.
He's
I don't
trying to
like
get her.
you.
Yep.
I love you. You'll see. You just wait.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
because of my perspective changing on her,
Mhm.
I'm like, yes, you're both psychotic. He's totally delusional and that you'll like his true love. And you're totally psychotic because you got away with murder and you have zero remorse for it at all.
The only thing bothering her is how it's affecting her mom.
Yeah,
That's
it's making her so sad and stuff. Then we kind of get into the ending.
So the last part of the book, it does pick up again.
It does pick up a little bit again.
Weird things start to happen.
Yeah. So at some point, this girl, because of her twist of being a drug dealer, is like, I'm gonna drug him.
And here's the thing about everything in this book, in my opinion, everything's handed to you. So you're barely having to guess what's going to happen.
Yeah, you don't.
And that's the thing about thrillers that's enjoyable.
Yeah, this felt more like a teenage drama to me.
Okay, I can totally see that.
Yeah.
I do agree with that, because with
90210,
most thrillers, there's even probably murder in that. I don't remember.
There is.
In thrillers, what's fun about thrillers is when they make you think this person or that person or the other person. So you're constantly thinking it's them, it's the other. And then slowly you start ticking away till you get to the final moment. Not here.
No.
Not here. You immediately, the only thing you might be wondering is, what's Mendez thinking? Because she keeps coming over, which is a waste of your mental thinking.
Yeah,
because she has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, I think it would have been so amazing if we had never known that Dee was the drug dealer, because you see him slowly go crazy. And you know why, because she's drugging him and she's putting a shit ton of drugs in these treats that she's baking him. She's making it seem like maybe I could fall in love with you. And he's totally eating it up. And he doesn't understand why he's so erratic.
So kind of at the end when he's looking at it, other people were saying to him, you got to stop taking drugs.
Yeah. He's like, I'm in love.
That he's so confused.
So happy. But he had been hallucinating. He had been losing time and showing up in random places like at her house, and it was scaring the shit out of her. And she's like, well, maybe I need to back off the drugs.
Right. He was getting a little too far. I think
if we had never known that she was giving him the drugs, it would have just seemed like he was spiraling. Because the moment that he completely changed for me was, I can't remember if she had just started giving him drugs or if it was just before. He was like, I love her so much. I need to protect her. He realized Mendez was kind of, interfering in their love life. And he was like, the only way I can protect her is killing her. I need to kill her.
Yeah, the first time he says that, I want to say he's still pretty much in his head.
Yeah.
Not overcome by drugs.
Yeah.
From what I remember. He does say it again when he's full on drugged up.
And so I think that's the big ending. So we've gone through all this, and now he's like, I've got to kill her to protect her. And so they decide to meet at the river. She
calls him to meet.
Yeah, she's like, come meet me at the river. And he's like, yes, the love of my life. I'm going to go and
kill her.
This is the moment that I'm going to protect her forever.
Right.
And she had no idea about this, right?
Right.
She just thinks he's still obsessed with her. So she's going there. In her mind, I'm not really sure what she was planning.
I was just going to say that. Why did she ask him to meet? Because then later she claims
this was never her intent to kill him.
This would happen by chance.
So they meet. And he's totally out of it because she had brought hot chocolate and had drugs in it, and he was drinking the shit out of it. And then there's a moment he's getting so excited, and his mom calls.
That's right.
And says, you plagiarized your essay to this college.
Which
you're not getting it. Dee had done it earlier without him knowing. Suddenly it clicks. Holy shit, she's not in love with me. She's doing something to me and screwing me over. Gets super, super mad. But because he's drugged up, he can't get to her.
He loses his balance.
Yeah, his balance. He trips and falls into the river. Still alive. Yep. And he's like, help me. And she's like, fuck you. Holds his head down.
Yes, but she does. Was it her interpretation that says,
yeah, later,
I was bending down to help him, but then I thought, this is
better.
Yeah, let me drown him.
Yeah, and then she drowns him.
I felt for Logan so much for the story.
I did too.
If I had not known that she was drugging him, maybe I would have still wanted her to come out on top at the end.
Yeah.
But because I knew the character that I felt the most for, that I was rooting for, it was Logan.
Was the ultimate one. To me, that was the villain.
100% she's the villain of the story.
Yeah, I think it flip-flopped on who you thought would be.
Yes.
And, that makes a great story.
This book could have been perfect.
Yes.
Because they did flip who you thought was the villain.
Yes.
If they had taken Mendes out and held the drug thing out, because then at the very end, after she murders Logan, she goes back to the library where Lisa is furious that she finds out that she knows she's been stealing drugs, not knowing that she was giving them to someone else.
She threatened Dee saying, if I catch you, something's going to happen.
Right.
So
and Dee says, hey, I'm helping you. Yeah. Mendes was getting too close, so I put the blame on someone else. No questions asked.
None.
And then Lisa says, okay, fine, thanks. Get out of here.
So she got away with it. Everything.
Yeah,
she got away with everything. And nothing's ever cleared up. So, I have so many unanswered questions.
And it ended abruptly.
And it ended up being just done.
Like, she left.
Sopranos.
Yeah.
Black screen.
But that would have been such a great twist to find out that she worked for Lisa.
Yes.
That's how, that she was drugged. Like, you would have found out so many things at one ending.
Yeah.
It would have been like
just blown your mind.
So it was lacking that.
I mean, so we made it through the whole book. Would you suggest this book?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Because it's a thriller. Everyone has different opinions.
Yes.
I think it was good enough. Maybe not an experienced thriller reader.
Yeah.
Right.
It was quick enough that I would say to anyone who's looking for just a little filler book that's a little bit thrilly, but not too crazy, this one, for sure.
Well, let's get into, since we did not see each other's ratings this time. Let's get into it. How many stars did you give it?
I gave it a 2 out of 5.
Damn. Ooh, that hurt.
Yeah. Read the front cover. You've read the book. Congratulations. You don't have to waste any more of your time.
I mean, that is exactly how I would imagine you to provide that information. Yeah. But she's right. I mean, literally, it says boy meets girl. That happened. Boy stalks girl.
That happened.
Girl gets revenge. Also happened. It is true. And because there wasn't any explosive reveals, it really is basically what the book was.
What did you give it? Because you just can't.
I refuse. I gave it 4 stars.
Yeah. I mean, that's not as bad as it could have been. You could have given it 3. You have given books 3 before.
I have. It's very rare. I look at a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe I should only be focused on story, but I thought overall the story was good. It was just missing that end that really gets you. And honestly, I would say that not a lot of books, because if you're a reader like we are, Jade likes a lot of romance. I like thrillers. They all kind of structure the same. There's not a lot of surprises and they give you a lot of false leads and stuff. And this book didn't do that. It didn't give you any false leads, which is fine if it was going to give us that blow up at the end.
Yeah.
But still, 4 stars. It was easy to read. It was quick to read. Very much to the point.
You're like, I was in a coma and read this book.
Yes. I mean, it was so easy.
That's pretty good. Let's do some fun ones. I don't think you answered the questions, but who would you cast in a movie?
So I hate this.
Because I think it would make a great movie or TV show. I think it would.
I'm living for limited series, so
a limited series, 6 episodes, 1 hour long.
They could probably do it in 4. I have no idea because I'm terrible at this.
I picked Mason Thames as Logan.
Current.
He was just playing Hiccup in the live action of How to Train Your Dragon. And then for Dee, I picked Lola Tong. And she just played in The Summer I Turned Pretty, and she has some other stuff coming up. But oh my gosh, she gets a bad rap from that TV show. Not that we're talking about that TV show, but I thought she did a great job, and I think she's a great potential actress. I hope she grows and gets lots of options for her, because she's
the
beautiful,
obsession's out there for
talented. Yes. So make this into a movie adaptation or limited TV series. and put those two in, I think they would be great. What scene do you think would be super dramatic?
I would say if you hadn't read the book, the scene where they meet at the river, because
yes, that's what I did.
You wouldn't know, right? You'd be
no.
like, who's gonna fall? Who's gonna die? Is someone gonna die?
Yes.
It would have been.
And by that point, he's so erratic.
Yeah.
And she's so calm. So you've seen this meek little girl. Yes. And then, during the book, she kind of referred to herself as a snake.
Yes. A couple times.
Yeah, a couple times. Yeah. Like, she was no longer going to be the prey. She was going to be the predator. And so to see her probably have grown into herself at that point, again, wow, I did not love how she turned. I think that would be a beautiful moment on screen to watch him having been the cool, calm, collected, slithering, charming man to her being the
Now she's
that person. And
I think that would make a great scene.
Oh my gosh, that would make a wonderful scene.
Also, I mean, somebody getting a car dropped on them. Why not? A little bit of blood.
A little bit. I mean, because in the book, it was like, it pooled out. She had to step away from the pool of blood. It made me think of Interview with the Vampire, where she cuts his throat and then
it starts
just flowing everywhere.
She's like not wanting it to touch her.
She's like, oh shit, I just did this, but like, don't get my hands dirty. Yeah. And then if the book had a different ending, what would it look like?
Well, we've said this multiple times, but it would have definitely been a bigger ending. And I think she would have been taken away in cuffs.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
I wanted Logan to live too, though, but it doesn't make for good drama.
It doesn't.
It's like he has to die in order for it to have the blow up.
It would have felt too much like You. Well, not quite. I didn't watch the last season.
Oh, well,
I know you did, but it would have felt probably too much like the teenage version of You. For me and me alone, they'd be together. I think Mendez would have caught on to Dee killing Brandon.
Okay.
They would have had to work together to get out of it. Realizing that they do work together very well, she does see that he does truly care about her and that, he can protect her. And so maybe they would have gone to Singapore together. And because I think she's fucking psychotic now, I think she would have been a serial killer.
They could have gone.
Her need to kill would have transpired into being an anti-hero for women who were in abusive relationships.
I think that story.
Abused. And his need to do anything to help and protect her would have made him the accomplice. And I think he would have gotten help to not be so obsessive, gotten on some good medication.
Yeah, but then would he still want to help her?
Exactly. And that could have transpired into just either a great ending of like, shit, now he's realizing, like, will he ever, or does he truly love her? And
Jade just turned this book into a 3-part miniseries. And also, she didn't just randomly pull Singapore. One of the things in the book is that Dee wanted to go to college in Singapore. And he was like, well, since I love you, I'm also going. So they could have gone to Singapore. I'm excited to get to books that you don't finish because I am going to grill you on those.
I know. I'm going to be like,
you never explain it.
La.
I'm so excited to get explanations.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. And anything else with this book?
I don't think anything else with this book. I'm reading some other stuff right now that I'm really excited about, and you can follow along
related
on our personal Instagram and see what we're up to on the daily. Are you reading anything else right now?
Yeah, I'm reading the third Outlander book. It's called Voyager. I am more than halfway done with it. I'm very excited. Looking forward to our next book read.
Yeah, I've already got it picked out. It's my pick.
It's your pick.
Smuttiness.
I saw the cover and said, I'm going to read this, and I'm going to have to talk about it. So stay tuned for that book review.
Yes, I can't wait. All righty. Well, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for joining us.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.